Today's episode is a complete scorcher, folks. We'll be reviewing Pearl, directed by Ty West and starring Mia Goth. Stick around to hear Bryce complain about Mia Goth's eyebrows.
What eyebrows?
Exactly. She's beautiful, Bryce.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes. Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is backcountry.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, she's such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. Last week we reviewed City of the Living Dead, some silly goofy slop chosen by our Patreon, and today we are continuing that trend by reviewing the much anticipated film Pearl, which was also chosen by our Patreon. I'm Max Allen, the simple farmhand, and here with me is Bryce Hansen, the quadriplegic destitute farmer. Sydney is away on personal business today, but I assume he will want to tell you all about it when he returns next week. We review a different horror movie each week. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, and the full video will be available over on YouTube, so don't be a square, make sure to share. Also check out patreon.com/horrormovietalk, the equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. Also, Bryce, could you pull up the name of that new patron you were telling me about, so we can shout him out?
It'll take me a minute. Keep
No
going.
problem. Yeah, we got a large donation on Patreon, which is awesome. We love to see the support. It is very meaningful to us, so thank you so much. If you want to add your P to the community pool, go to Horror Movie Talk.
I'll just read through the recent new members.
Yeah, go for it.
Daniel S. Joshua A. And Amanda M. upgraded.
Awesome.
Where's the Paula K?
Paula K.
A lot of people joining it free and then upgrading.
Yeah, that's great. I love to see that. A reminder that you can join free and just be a part of the community over there. It doesn't really get you anything, but it's still fun.
Yeah, and Travis. I think Travis might be the big one.
Thank you, Travis. All right. If you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. You can hear your voice on the show. We've got a great show for you today, though. We will be discussing Pearl, as I mentioned, the second movie in the X trilogy, and the last one we have left to cover. We'll start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. And later on, if we have enough voicemails, I was thinking we can do horror movie horrors.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump into Pearl. Pearl can be found on many different apps for rent. This movie came out quite a bit ago, like 2 years ago or something like that. Surprisingly, you still have to pay $5 whole to rent it, which is usually like $3 or $4. So, yeah, I don't know why. It must be a very popular film, but I watched this on Amazon. Where did you watch it?
Amazon. Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on like HBO Max forever.
Yeah.
And like, it's been on several streaming apps for a long time, and then the one time that we go to watch it, it's not on anything.
We should have got it done sooner. It's our fault.
Yeah, we've got like every single subscription. I think the only subscription we don't have is MGM.
I've never heard of MGM. What is that?
Yeah. Well, that's how it works. You don't know about a streaming service until the one thing you want to watch is on it. You're like, fuck.
Dang. Well, let's talk about this movie. So in this prequel to X, we get the origin story of Pearl. Pearl is a young woman who lives alone. Blah, can't talk today. Pearl is a young woman who lives on her parents' farm while her husband is away fighting in World War I. Pearl is miserable on the farm and dreams of running away and maybe even becoming a famous dancer. But the truth is, life is hard, and Pearl quickly learns that it's a dog-eat-dog world, and no one seems to care if she ever fulfills her dreams or not. The only thing that matters on the farm in 1918 is survival, and seeking happiness is far down the list of priorities, such as working for the next meal, avoiding the deadly Spanish flu, and taking care of those around you. This slowly drives Pearl into insanity, which I don't count as a spoiler because we already know she's full-blown bananas from the first film. The full title of the movie is Pearl, an Extraordinary Origin Story, an X-traordinary origin story. This is Ty West's second entry into the X series, so if you haven't already seen X, you might want to see the first for context. This is probably my favorite movie in the X trilogy. While I like X, this one just feels more fun, and it is leagues better than whatever Maxxine was supposed to be. Pearl is a much more stylized film, calling back to horror films like the Universal monster movies from the early to mid 1900s, with its intro, music, and acting style. It's really fun to see this type of movie made in modern times, and I hope that we get to see more movies like this in the future. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this is like my second attempt trying to watch Pearl. I think I got to the part where she was humping the scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then I just wasn't into it, and I never came back to it. But yeah, it's a interesting movie. Very stylized. I mean, it's got a lot of style, I guess.
Sure.
It's a beautiful movie. The cinematography is great. The colors are so vibrant.
Yeah,
that
they are.
It makes me wonder, how the fuck did they do that? Like, how have I not seen like reds this red, or greens this green? And it's not quite a standard slasher. It's more of a character study on Pearl, and Mia Goth does so good. Like, this is probably the best acting I've ever seen her do. Was in this movie, and like, she's really good in it. She brings a lot to the character, and because it's a pretty fine line that they're trying to play to make her, for the audience, the protagonist that you're rooting for, but also like having this innocent kind of obsession with macabre, and having like something bubbling underneath that's sinister. But even at the end, it doesn't feel like she's evil. She just doesn't know what she's doing, It's like,
she's very sick. Like, obviously she's,
yeah,
there's something wrong with her.
Yeah, she's mentally unwell, and so they do this balancing act that's really impressive with it, and it's really engaging. I was surprised how much I liked it. I didn't have to pause it or take a break or anything. Well, I did have to pause it because my dog was annoying the shit out of me trying to get outside. But yeah, I think it was a really good story, and in the end, it has like a satisfying, payoff for horror fans, and yeah, I understand now why people think this is the best in the X series. So yeah, I'd give it I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really good.
I think something really cool about this series is that each movie is doing its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different from movie to movie, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. Like, I literally don't know what Maxxine was trying to be. I'm not sure. It's like more into like a crime thriller, but the first one's a slasher. This one's, like you said, more of a character study. So that can be good to not make it feel like you're watching the same movie over and over.
Yeah.
All right. If you're listening to these commercials, you should know that you really don't have to be listening to them. You can go over to patreon.com/horrormovietalk and get all sorts of goodies. Like we just mentioned at the start, we have lots of new people joining our Patreon, which is wonderful to see. And you can be the next person who does that, who gets to skip the commercials, get early access to the episodes. By the way, early access means maybe a day early most of the time. Sometimes you do get an episode that like we forget to post later and we never end up posting. And so it's like you get a whole episode for free, but usually
I think
it's
I just
about
realized
a
that
day
I'm not sure if I ever posted the afterpod for City of the Living Dead.
Uh-oh.
When I owned it. I need to do that today. So
Yeah, listen, is our Patreon the most professional?
you know what
Not
happened
always.
was I was like sitting in bed at like 10:30 and I realized like, oh shit, I never posted the episode. It's like, I'll do it in the morning. And then I was just bothered by it, so I was like, no, I'll just do it now. So I go downstairs and go to post it, and our website was down, like just completely broken. I couldn't log into it. I couldn't even try to fix anything. And so I was up till like midnight trying to like figure out what to do. And just like every time that happens, it just resolves itself.
Mm-hmm. You
And then it's
log
fine.
on 30 minutes later and it's up, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I had expended a lot of energy and stuff around posting that stupid episode. I didn't even think about it the next day.
Yeah, well, we'll get that up. We always get it up. It'll be there.
That's what I tell my wife.
Thanks, Bryce. I appreciate you interjecting your sex life into that. Well, it sounds like our website is back up and running again. So go over to horrormovietalk.com/shop and purchase lots of things. Like I have a hoodie on right now with our logo, which is very comfortable and stylish. We also have shirts, hats, buttons, stickers, you name it. Check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel, who does the artwork for all of those fun things you can buy. He takes commission for artwork from HMT fans. Contact him at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram and make your artistic dreams come true. He also has a project called Forayan, which is a medieval sci-fi-esque type thing. I every single time I make you look up how to spell it, but it's Forr.
No.
No?
Forraein.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I
you
had
were
it
right.
right.
You were right. It's two
Okay.
R's.
Aein. And
Yeah.
someone mentioned in a comment that you can remember the spelling because the vowels go in order, A-E-I. So, Forayan.
Aeioun.
No. Come on, Bryce.
And sometimes Y.
And some Forayan, A-E-I-O.
Foraeoni.
Interesting spelling, but great artwork and interesting story. So go check it out because he's been working really hard on that project, and it's really cool. So if you want to call in and have your voice heard on the show, call at 682-253-4468. Thanks again for listening, and let's get into the spoilers. So the intro is really where they do a lot of like callbacks to earlier films. The middle of the film does feel more like a modernly shot movie, but I really like the beginning with like it has like starring Mia Goth, and it has like the old font and the whimsical music.
Yeah, it's got
in the
like a lot of
background.
wipe effects throughout all of it. Lots of wipes and iris, transitions.
I've always thought, and this movie really helped me like put these thoughts together, that the way film has progressed, we always think of it as like being better. Like, we have better shot structure now. We have better like this and that. But I hope that people start viewing it more as like styles and periods to be like brought back and redone, because we do that with film, like with photography. Like we do black and white photos. We do like, what's the brown one? Septa photos.
Wow. I would have been able to say it if you didn't say the wrong word. Sepia.
So, and these are like fun styles that we can bring back, and it brings like variety and life to the medium. So I hope to see more stuff like this because it's really cool.
I think really good filmmakers steal from lots of different eras and just repurpose it, stuff that hasn't been seen in a long time.
It makes the movie really unique. And one thing I will add about this movie is that it's pretty unique. They do lots of things that I kept thinking like, wow, I haven't seen a movie do that. So
like what?
The ending shot. How much of the credits did you watch?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It's just Mia Goth staring into the camera the whole time. It's just a continuous shot. It's great. So it opens.
I mean, that's not from that time period.
No, but it's unique. It's different. It's not just cut to black and title. It just has a little fun with it in a way that is not necessary, but it adds a little flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So we open with Pearl. She's like putting on a fancy dress and doing a little dance, and her German immigrant mother, Ruth, I think is her name, comes in and berates her and is like, wow, dancing is silly. Come on, don't you know dancing is illegal in this town? And tells her to go feed the animals. So she goes out and starts feeding the animals, and a poor little goose walks into the farm, and she just skewers it and feeds it to the alligator, which I love.
It is Ruth. Her name is Ruth. I just checked on
Ruth.
IMDb.
I don't know if they ever actually say that her name is Ruth, but when I looked it up, that's what I thought. So, but her father is a quadriplegic.
Quadriplegic.
Right. And is that what happens when you get the Spanish flu? I don't know anything about the Spanish flu.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But, I mean, it was obvious that they were just using it since COVID was happening. This was written, like, right in the middle of COVID, so I think they were looking for some kind of commentary on it.
It works, and it actually kind of, like, it kind of bursts the bubble that pandemics are, like, unique. Like, this type of thing has been happening, and I heard somewhere that like every like 100 years or something there is usually some sort of pandemic like this, and this was the one 100 years ago, and it looks very similar to how COVID was. I mean, they have to wear masks when they go into town. They don't want to touch people. They're like keeping their distance. So
was the Spanish flu also man-made and accidentally
Wuhan,
leaked
China?
into the world? Yeah. No, it was from Spain, obviously. It was from
Spain?
It was from a novel influenza lab in Madrid, Spain.
If I die from a disease from a contagious disease, I'll be so mad. That's maybe my least favorite way to go. I think I would rate it Alzheimer's. No. Death by fire, Alzheimer's, plague are my least favorite ways to go. What about you?
Yeah, see, I hear everyone say Alzheimer's is the worst, but, like, I don't know. I have a feeling that, like, I mean, it's the disease that you don't know you have, so how bad can it really be? You know?
I think for most of it, you do know you have it, unless you live, like, crazy long in the final stages. But
I think towards the end, it's probably, I don't know, it's a debate whether towards the end it would be terrifying or whether it just be extremely confusing, or if it would just be nothing because you're not there anymore to
sure. I mean, if it's like you're asleep then that's one thing. But or I guess you could also like maybe say like you have the cognitive functioning of like a small child, like that might be fine. But to be trapped within a mind that is not working just sounds really scary. I've been high before. I know that when you cannot use your brain, it's very scary.
What's that long YouTube song? Is it songs?
Something at the end of, what is that called?
The End of Time or something?
Yeah, it's like a 6-hour
Yeah.
song. I've listened to that whole thing, and it's an experience.
Yeah, it's great. I can't find it. It's not that song for the End of Time. No, I don't know. I can't find it. But yeah, every time I think of Alzheimer's, I think of that listening experience and like
what a great
reading the track list. It's like, wow, this is great.
Isn't it incredible that we have free content like that on the internet? Like you can just go and have a life-changing experience on youtube.com.
Yeah.
But this movie doesn't have any Alzheimer's, so it's kind of a non sequitur.
I'm trying to look it up, and it's all these Beyonce videos. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, it's
and Justin Timberlake.
I cannot think of what that's called. It's something at the end of time or something like that. But okay.
I don't know. Anyways,
the way it goes.
So
is
my list would be probably, Burning Alive would be the absolute worst. And then Eaten.
Eaten?
Yeah, eaten by like a bear.
Oh, so like eaten alive.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
some kind of
you
animal.
have to be eaten alive to die that way. Okay.
And I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe, like the putty cave incident, like being stuck somewhere and then just, slowly dying from suffocation or something.
Could you imagine 6 hours into the extraction team trying to get you out? There's like, I'm starting to lose hope, buddy. Like I think we're gonna have to back out, and we might just have to leave you here. It's pretty rough.
I mean, that's like a horrifying thing to think about. It's like, and it's so weird because every time I think about it, I'm like, they couldn't figure out a way to rig something to just pull?
Or like, why don't they just like chisel out rock and make the hole bigger?
Yeah. It's like, get some power tools? I don't know. I mean, I guess then I think of like the videos of the TikTokers that are like caving and they literally like have to expel air to move forward 1 inch. Like, if I get stuck, I'll just break off some of these little nuggets of rock and that should give me enough. It's like, bro, you've gone too deep.
Have you seen the videos of the ones who like start to have a panic attack as they're in there? Like they're like crawling forward and their buddy's like yelling at them from the other side and they're like, just keep, you're almost there. And he's like, I can't do it. Like that would be so scary.
My favorite comments on those are, and it's always like one of the top comments is like, totally optional, by the way.
Yeah, you don't have to go into a cave. You just don't have to.
This is one of those things where it's like, I feel like, being obese my entire life has probably just saved me from, a lot of bad decisions.
You have a yearning for the caves?
Yeah, I don't, I look at the cave, I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. Like, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm a third of your size, and they're not for me either.
Right.
Why were we talking about this? Pearl's dad is a quadriplegic from the flu, I guess.
Yeah.
And she has to ride into town to get him some medicine, and she's a little sneaky about it and buys the medicine and uses the extra money to see a film. because she really likes the pictures. I love that she takes a swig of the medicine while she's in there too. I wonder what medicine that is. What even would that be?
I don't know. Cough medicine. Some NyQuil.
Does cough medicine make you high?
I mean, it's my drug of choice.
Yeah.
Have you never taken NyQuil?
I don't take NyQuil because it gives me nightmares.
Really? Huh.
Any drug that I've ever taken to help with sleeping has either given me horrible nightmares. And when I say nightmares, like I don't mind a scary dream. I mean like horrifying. I wake up in a pool of sweat.
Yeah.
Or it just like makes me feel so weird while I'm falling asleep that I just can't do it.
Yeah, NyQuil for me is I get really, really tired, and then I wake up. Like I don't just like it's a black, it's just I imagine what it feels like to be blackout drunk. You're just like, I'm gone, and then all of a sudden I'm back again, and it's like 9 hours later.
Wow.
And it's but no, like you drink. My policy is take a double dose of NyQuil if I ever get the chance to take it, because it's great. You just feel woozy and sleepy, and then you sleep.
I like that you're so in control of your substances that you can just be like, yeah, today I'll take a double dose of NyQuil.
Well, no, I wait until I'm sick.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean is like you have a pack of Zins that you haven't touched in 6 months sitting in your nightstand, and you have a bottle of NyQuil that you long to sip but don't ever touch. It's impressive.
Well, the NyQuil, it's like it's the same reason why I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not going to do illegal drugs because it's like that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that.
But it's wrong.
So I look at NyQuil. I'm like, I'm not sick though. I'm not supposed to take NyQuil when I'm well.
I think that's exactly how you should view NyQuil. So that's great.
Except now they released the NyQuil that's just the stuff that makes you sleepy, the Z-Quil. So it's not like the antihistamine stuff.
Oh, so you can take that when you're not.
Yeah.
When you're not sick.
But yeah, taking stuff to help you sleep is just a bad idea. Like that's like taking opioids. It's like, do you want to be dependent on a substance? Take something to either take away your pain or make you go to sleep, because you'll always want to go to sleep and you'll always want to take away your pain.
I was taking melatonin for a little bit to help me sleep. And oh my gosh, dude, the nightmares that I was having, it was like trapped in an insane asylum being tortured by the inmates. Like,
wow,
that's the level of fear and terror that these nightmares were bringing me. And I took a Unisom. You ever taken a Unisom?
Yeah.
I was having like a psychedelic experience on that Unisom. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But I was like seeing patterns on the ceiling. I can't take that stuff. But
yeah, my dad would take Unisom. Like I think he would get like a little dependent on sleep aids sometimes, but he traveled a lot. So a lot of the times it was just like taking Unisom to sleep to get over jet lag. But I remember him giving me it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it's a bad time. It's like, because I take it when I was on a flight, and if I couldn't fall asleep, it's just a nightmare, because you're literally just like dozing off, but like the most tired in between sleep and uncomfortable you can possibly be, and you're just stuck in that rut just because you can't sleep. So yeah, that's bad time.
Yeah, so Pearl gets out of the movies and meets the projectionist, who offers her a little frame of the movie, which is a sweet gesture, but she is married, and it's clear that he's very attracted to her. And she rides away. Well, he offers, he says, anytime you want to come see a movie, just knock on this back door and I'll let you see it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So she rides back home, and on the way back home sees a scarecrow. And maybe one of the weirdest parts of this movie, gets it down and just dry humps it until she comes. It's pretty uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And it is kind of, you know, I mean, I guess sexuality is a part of it, you know, a part of the film. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, she's portrayed as, like, being very repressed in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these ways is she was super excited to get married and have a husband, and then he immediately leaves for the war. And so now she's like, well, now I, number one, am not having any sex, and number two, can't even talk to other men because now I'm married, technically on the books, but I don't have a husband around. So it's like, it's a tough situation to be in, which is a situation I imagine happens to a lot of spouses who their other half leaves for the war, especially wars when you don't know when they're coming back.
Yeah.
And this is happening during World War I, which it's funny. We talk a lot about World War II in like schools and stuff. I know almost zero about World War I.
Well, World War I is basically the origin story of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Like the armistice treaty in World War I just basically fucked over Germany for the next several decades.
I remember watching a movie in high school that the teacher was showing us.
Have you watched what was it? Is it All
Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, you need to watch that on Netflix. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? Yeah, that's the one from the... Yeah. That one... World War I is dystopian.
Yeah.
Like, it's the first war that's, like, truly, you know, modern technology, and they just don't know what to do with it, you know? And so they default to digging trenches, and then they just sit there. And they're like, fuck. I guess we gotta run and try to take the other trenches and then immediately get murdered. And then the other side's like, well, we just murdered all of the people that were trying to take our trench. Maybe we should take their trench. And then they get, you know, completely murdered.
It's an interesting turning point in history because, for thousands of years, war was a group of people and a group of people come to the same place and just fight.
Yeah, right.
And war is just not like that anymore. Like, we don't do that because that's how you get dead people. It's just not a good way of keeping your troops alive. And once you get guns, it's especially difficult. And so, they were like, well, I guess we'll meet on this plane, but we have guns, so we can't really, like, attack each other. We'll just, like, stay certain distance. Yeah, it's very wild. But I remember watching this film in high school that I found a little goofy because it was, like, trying to give Hitler an origin story. It was, like, him in the trenches, and someone throws, like, mustard gas or whatever onto him, and he's trying to get his mask on, but his mustache is too big, and he can't get his mask on, and so he has to cut his it's too silly because he cuts his mustache so that he can fit the mask on, and it shows like his little Hitler mustache in it.
Wow.
It's too silly, but they tried to make that very dramatic, and that's all I know about World War I.
Huh.
So, man, we keep getting derailed.
Yeah, so her husband's gone, and it's not really a huge part of it other than just her entire life is a trap, you know?
Yeah.
It's like just basically, she has no control over her life because there's just no escape, because she's locked in with her parents to take care of her dad and take care of this farm because there's no one else, and she doesn't have the option to get out of there because she's already married. Like, that's the method that most young women, if they just wanted to abandon their responsibilities, they just go run off with a guy and get married or something, and that's like an escape hatch. And she already pulled that escape hatch, and then he fucked her over by going to war. And so she's like, all this all this has been building up and builds up throughout the film of her feeling trapped and wanting to escape, and she snaps somewhere near the middle.
Yeah, well, it's clear that her and her husband have different goals in life, because he comes from a wealthy family, and she's like, ooh, this is my ticket to the high life. Like, I can get off this farm and go live like a wealthy life. And he is like, I'm tired of this wealthy life. I want to go rough it on the farm. That sounds fun. And so she's not only like, even when he comes home from the war, he just wants to chill on the farm. Yeah. Which is double trap.
Right. Exactly.
So Pearl, at the dinner table, her mother is like, so what about the rest of the money from the medicine? And she's like, well, there was no more money. And her mother's telling her, I know how to count. I know I gave you more money than you needed. So what did you do with it? And she lies. I mean, she spent it on the movies, but she says, I got some candy, which her mother says, oh, you ate some hard candy? Okay, no dinner for you. Which is how has America's very individualistic right now, but has there been a time where it was truly this collectivist? Like, you're an adult woman and your mom can tell you no food for you because this is like, we're a team and you're messing with the team. So
I mean, in answer to your question, like, was there a time when we were more collectivist? Yes, absolutely. But I think the point is, like, Pearl is being infantilized by her mother. And that's, it still happens with people, but it's not super common. But yeah, it's more of a power play, and, her mom has power over her.
Yeah. Well, this is my favorite part of this movie, is the relationship between Pearl and her mother, because her mother is just a hard ass. Like, is like, German. we don't have fun here. We work. And no one cares about your dreams, because if you live out your dreams, then everyone else suffers. So you need to suffer so that we can all, like, survive and live a decent life here.
Yeah.
And Pearl resents her for that, but the more the movie goes on, we learn that her mom did have dreams, and those dreams were crushed when she got married to a man who lost complete function of his body, and now she takes care of him like he's a potato. And her, like, there's no joy left in her life, and so she just sees it as like, I have to make the best of what I have, and you're not doing your part, and that's really selfish of you. So we learn more. There's more complexity than just she is a bad mother. Like, she has been beaten down in a very similar way that Pearl is currently being beaten down.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole point. I think Pearl even says that, like, she just doesn't want to become her mother, Yeah.
Well, and by the end, kind of jumping ahead, but Pearl really learns to understand her mother by the end. Like, because the whole time her mother's trying to say, like, look, dreams are not important. What you want is not important. Doing the best with what you have is what's important. And by the end, Pearl realizes that. She's like, well, I guess I'm not going to be a dancer. I'm not going to be a famous movie star, but I do have a family and I have a home. So I need to make the best of this. And I think while it's a sad moral, it's an interesting one and a good one. I think it's just, she learns a lot about her mother, which is a too little, too late.
Yeah.
As we see, she pushes her mom into the fire when they get into an argument, and her mom burns to a crisp. And to put out the fire, to put salt on the wound, she throws boiling water onto her to put it out. And I think that was really the turning point for Pearl, because she goes from being like timid and just trying to like avoid her mother to now like she's done something awful, and she realizes that it maybe doing awful things might get her out of her situation.
Yeah, I mean the interesting part of the dinner scene is her mother. Well, first off, saying like, you know, you're going to fail, and she ends up being right. Like, she doesn't get the audition in the end, but also like, Pearl, there's something not right with you, and like, I've been trying to protect you and protect others and myself from this darkness that's in you, and so I've been trying to, basically keep you here from, because like that's the thing, is like we get these glimpses of Pearl being disturbed, like having kind of an obsession with killing animals, and and yeah, in the end, her mom's completely right. Like, she's right on all accounts. Pearl is deeply disturbed, and when she snaps after that dinner scene, it was like, okay, well, now, I'm pot committed, so gotta go get this audition, and there's no option. Like, I just have to get it. And when she doesn't, it breaks her, and that there's no going back after that point.
Yeah, so what do you think the movie is trying to say about Pearl's nature? Because I think it kind of tries to say two things at once, where it's trying to show you Pearl is a product of her environment. She's trapped, and it's driving her insane, and she eventually snaps. But it also almost tries to say, like, well, yeah, but Pearl is also just like evil incarnate. Like, there is evil in Pearl. So, like, what do you think we're supposed to make of that?
I think, like, the first thing is, like, she's deeply mentally unwell and delusional. And also she has some kind of deep-seated, I don't know, because she's not a psychopath, because she genuinely loves the people that she loves. She can feel emotions. I don't know. It's kind of like a Jeffrey Dahmer case, where it's like, it just feels like he was compelled, by an obsession, or something. And I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say, because like I said, they really did a balancing act between making her very likable and you want to root for her, and also just showing her, like, oh, she's not well, and she just doesn't accept reality, and is not, like, taking responsibility for these horrible things that she's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to say what they're trying to say, other than that, just saying she's both.
Well, Jeffrey Dahmer is an interesting comparison, because, like, not to say that he's the victim in any way, because he was a monster, but, like, does a Jeffrey Dahmer exist in a world where people don't have to be afraid of showing their sexuality? Like, I mean, it's hard to say what's fact and what's myth, because I've seen, like, lots of portrayals of his story, and a lot of them show, like, his childhood as almost like he's obviously gay, but he can't tell anybody, and so he develops an obsession because it's all he can do is think about it. He can't act on, he can't be who he wants to be, and it turns into something worse than it should have been. But again, I don't know how much of that is like myth.
Well, like a huge part of Jeffrey Dahmer is substance abuse. It's just like he was just a terrible, terrible alcoholic when he was in high school. Like that's what people talk about. And so there's kind of like a mixture of things of the repression, the obsession with death, the alcoholism, and I mean, I'm sure he's definitely, has psychopathy,
and being abandoned by your parents. I mean, his parents got divorced and both left the house. Like,
yeah.
What
Did you ever read the graphic novel My Friend Dahmer?
No, but I saw the movie My Friend Dahmer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I mean it tells like kind of his origin story of just being a weird kid and kind of being the weird kid at high school and getting obsessed with death and killing things and looking at their insides. So
he could have been a great gay doctor.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's true.
Another thing we kind of jumped over that I want to touch is Pearl eventually goes back to the movie theater and the projectionist shows her a pornographic film, which kind of it lays groundwork for the first movie, because this is a prequel, where a bunch of young adults come and try to shoot porn on her farm. But it also shows a lot of like how Pearl is being victimized everywhere she goes. Like she wants to go see a movie because she likes the movies, and immediately the projectionist, who knows she's married, is like trying to get her all hot and horny by showing her some stag films. So she, even when she feels like she's going somewhere that is going to like get her a step closer to fame and being in the movies one day, the people around her are just like, well, I mean, what would be really great is if you were in a movie like this. That would actually be, I mean, you can maybe do the dancing ones, but I would watch you. That's all I'm going to say. So,
yeah.
And then,
surprising coming from Superman,
Is that guy who plays Superman? I haven't actually seen the new Superman.
Yeah, that's the new Superman guy. He looks really different in this one, but yeah, I mean this the projectionist, he's portrayed as like, as being genuine, but you got to ask yourself, like, this seems like a move. Like he's done this before. Like he's probably gotten other young girls to come into that projection booth, and it feels like a grooming scenario.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it also tries to at first it tries to show that like maybe he is like Pearl's other half. Like he completes her because he is living a more free life, which is what she wants. He encourages her to follow her dreams, and eventually she does sleep with him. But there's another turning point where he drives her back to the farm and just has such an odd experience there that we see, like, he goes from being like this cool, like, live free and do whatever you want, to like, ooh, you're kind of weird though. I actually don't want this anymore. So,
well, it's the age-old tale of getting tail and then just being like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
He's definitely got what he wanted out of the situation.
And his experience at the farm is super bizarre. Like, he first of all sees a dead pig on the front step that is just being eaten by maggots and no one is taken care of. he walks in and Pearl's immediately like, this is my vegetable of a father. And it's just like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just like an awkward scenario. Like he's like, okay, like, so, and then they go to have sex and he can hear banging in the basement and she's like, oh, it's the dog. And then later when she's talking about all her animals, he's like, oh, what's your dog's name? She's like, we don't have a dog.
Yeah.
So it's just weird thing one after another.
Yeah, I guess the other main character trait of Pearl is she's kind of dumb, you know?
She's not smart. And she even says as much, like in the ending monologue, which is another, like one of the best parts of this film. She's like, I'm not smart. I'm not funny. I'm not talented. Like, what am I? She even says she's not pretty, which is, I mean, come on. I think Mia Goth is very pretty, but yeah, so let's fast forward to kind of the ending where she doesn't get the part. She's told she does her dancing, which is quote unquote the best dancing she's ever done. I thought the dancing was not very good. What is it? Is it supposed to be good? Is that what?
Well, I think the style of dancing is like the style of dancing that you would have
on
like
a dance troupe,
a chorus line, you know,
Okay.
doing it. And so
Maybe
that's
I'm just
when
not
you see
into that
in
kind
her
of.
head, in context, it's like, yeah, that would be really impressive. You'd
Okay.
be like one of these super accurate dancers in a line, but if you're just alone, it just looks kind of corny, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, maybe I just didn't have the context, and I'm not a huge fan of chorus dancing. Is that? But yeah, they reject her because she's not blonde and not younger. So that's a brutal punch in the face when you realize that, oh, they're not looking for who's the most talented. They're looking for who's the prettiest and who they can show off their face and their body. Which is another commentary on the entertainment industry, which I think is something that this whole trilogy is trying to get at a little bit with the kind of victimization and objectification of women throughout the three movies. So Misty, her sister-in-law, takes her home and is trying to console her, gets her a good old glass of milk, and is like, well, you seem like you just like have a lot going on. Do you want to just like, here, I'll pretend to be your husband and you just like let go and tell me the things that you have been on your mind. And she does, and it's an incredible performance where she just goes from spilling.
It's like a 7-minute monologue or something like that.
Yeah, it progressively gets darker and darker. Like it starts out like talking about how she feels trapped and she feels so lonely, to like, and I had an affair and I did awful things.
I happen to kill
there's
some
something
people.
wrong with me and I had to kill people. And yeah, it like it goes from being awkward to being terrifying, which I think is a great transition.
Yeah, and I love it. Like it just holds on her when she like starts, she starts talking about the murders, you know, and then all of a sudden it stops cutting to Mitzi.
Yeah.
So you don't get her reaction shot. And so like the entire time you're waiting to see what Mitzi's reaction's going to be. I think they had kind of a lost opportunity there. I wish they would have cut back and just had Mitzi just been like, you know, just like wide-eyed and terrified.
Yeah.
But they cut back and she's just like, oh, I should go. Which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's all good. Like, what I think it does really well towards the end is, you know, transition into the horror movie elements of it, and it does connect itself with X, and the kill scenes are good and interesting. Just slasher.
I love the vibrant red blood.
Yeah,
it's so fun. Like, why do we have to make blood realistic? Why can't we just have neon red blood? It's so
and
fun.
Spray, you know.
Yeah.
Just have like the, you know, old kung fu movie blood spray, where it's just like that's like 3 people's worth of blood that you just pumped out in 5 seconds. But yeah, I love the pitchfork kill of Superman, and we don't see how she kills her dad. I think she just smothers him.
It alludes to it. She has a pillowcase in her hand, and then it cuts away, and we hear him struggling. So
yeah,
she smothers him.
And then, yeah, Mitzi is like it's almost a carbon copy of X, isn't it? Isn't that basically close to one of the kills, just the axe?
Maybe. It's been a while since I've
Chase?
seen X.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. So she kills everybody and decides that her mother was like kind of right all along, and she just needs to make the best of the life that she's been given. So she tries to, like, in her mind, she's creating a home, right? But she's propping up her dead parents at the dinner table and putting the disgusting maggot-ridden pig in front of them, and there's mold growing on everything, and there's blood everywhere. And her husband finally comes home from war, which should have gone with Superman. I'm gonna say it. He's not as attractive as Superman, but he comes home and she's just holding a pitcher of lemonade, excited to see him, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
He's like horrified by what he comes to see, and then we can conclude from that, because of the first movie, that they do remain together, and they both kind of turn into psychopaths, and they live the rest of their life on this farm.
Yeah, and it gives context to X, because she describes herself as like a dancer. It's like she never really was. She just, in her own mind, she was like telling herself she was a dancer, but you know, whatever. Yeah, it was good. It was a fun movie.
It is fun.
It takes a minute to get started, but it pays off really well. It's a great character study and a great performance by Mia Goth, and I'm not a Mia Goth fan, but I really like her.
What is your problem with Mia Goth?
Just get some eyebrows, honey. Like, just...
Well, she's got eyebrows in the picture behind me, which is weird because this is a poster for this movie where she doesn't have eyebrows.
Right. It's a bait and switch.
It is a bait and switch. Do you think she shaves them, or does she like color them and glue them down?
I don't know. I think they're just super, super faint.
You think?
If she shaves them, like, it's a bad call, you know. I think
I would imagine regrowing your eyebrows would take a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
We should do like a...
I've gone on record just saying I don't trust people without eyebrows. Like, that's...
Yeah. We should do a
that's the first
competition
thing
and the
that should've
loser
tipped
has
you
to
off
shave their
about-
eyebrows.
Sorry, what?
We should do a competition and the loser has to shave their eyebrows.
I mean, these eyebrows are hard earned. I had 0 eyebrows when I was younger. Maybe that's what the origin story is of this beef, is that people would tell me I had no eyebrows. And
I got too much eyebrows, to be honest. They're just
mine are
unruly.
When I was younger, they were super light. It was just basically the color of my skin was my eyebrows, and yeah, I mean, they're hard earned, and they're still barely there, you know.
Are you gonna be that old man who lets the eyebrows grow like crazy, and then like when you're 80, you're gonna have an eyebrow that's like that long?
Am I going to be? I probably have one right now. Yeah, I've got a couple eyebrow hairs that are pretty extreme. I don't think I have it right now, but yeah, there's some rogue hairs sometimes.
All right, well, I would say if you haven't seen Pearl and you want to get into the X series, this is probably the best one. I would see X first, then this one, and honestly, I
Skip Maxxine.
I wouldn't even skip Maxxine. If you want to complete the series, go for it, but it's the worst one. And yeah, I really like this one, so go check it out. Thanks to the patrons for choosing this one this week. All right, let's move on to horror movie horrors.
Horror movie.
Hooah.
All right, we got 5. No, we got 4.
Okay.
Hey guys, Corey from Columbus. I just have 2 quick things from the weapons episode. First, I don't know if you guys watch or listen to the podcast How Did This Get Made, but the cop's wife or girlfriend that he was cheating on is Judy Diane Raphael, Paul Shear's wife. So that was pretty fun. Also, one of my favorite funny parts was when Josh Brolin was having the nightmare, and at the end, Gladys's fucked up, done up, makeup face is laying next to him, and he wakes up and screams, "What the fuck?" That was pretty funny. Peter got a laugh out of that. But yeah, it was an awesome movie. I agree. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I feel like we're moving on way too fast from Weapons. That was such a great movie.
Yeah.
Did you see the most recent comment we got on Weapons? It drove me up a wall. I did comment back, which I try not to because I'm a little hot-headed sometimes. But yeah, it was.
Is it on YouTube?
On YouTube, it was someone being like, "Do you have the right to say the F slur like the way you do in this episode?" And I just replied, "Does the gay trans man have the right to use the F slur? Are you being serious right now? Like, what are we talking about? People want to say things without knowing anything about the show."
I didn't even see that one.
It's just ridiculous. I was afraid that maybe I had let the F slur slip somewhere in the podcast, but I know I don't say that word, so I don't know why I was afraid of that. But I listened back and I didn't. So, just Sydney.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's one, like, the slur that I don't feel too bad about losing. Like, well, that was definitely like one that was heavily used in the 90s that I was probably said when I was younger. But I don't have the same yearning to be like, I just wish I could say the F slur again.
Yeah,
but saying,
I mean, its connection to like violence, I think, is what really turns me off. Like, people who use that word, I think, like, you want to cause harm with that word. So
yeah, I mean, it's basically like the same thing as, because if saying gay, something's gay is acceptable again, like, that's all I need, you know?
Yeah, because it's funny, but there's no malice there. I feel like there's malice,
right,
with the F slur.
Like I said, like there's something inherently funny about calling someone straight gay, you know?
Yeah,
like there's nothing funny about like using it as a, if it's interpreted as you're denigrating gay people, then yeah, that's wrong. But I think genuinely it's more just funny that you're telling a straight man that he's gay, because that's just funny, you know?
I was listening to a podcast on Logic the other day, not the rapper, the concept of Logic,
Okay.
and they were talking about like questions that have no answer and thus are logically invalid. And they're like, the best example of this is like when you ask your friends, does your mom know you're gay? And I was laughing so hard at that because that is such a funny joke. Like, he's like, there's no right answer. There's
yeah, it's good stuff.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
All
so, okay, next caller. Forgot.
Yeah, I'm a fan from the West Coast. Yeah. All that shit. Been listening for years. I wanted to answer the other guy's question. A couple other guys' questions. I think a Clussy looks like the pubic hair is it has fun house. Like that's how it's grown. It's grown to spell out fun house, right? Right. Okay. And then the walls of the Clussy, it's like you know those when you go into a fun house.
Okay, just for context, if the viewers are not aware of the lore of past conversations, we're talking about what the clown pussy would look like in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The
specifically because two characters have sex with
the female clowns.
The female clowns.
Yeah. Okay. Proceeding.
How it has that when you walk through that little tunnel where it's almost like it's suffocating you, but it's just these little air bubbles and shit, kind of like a motherfucking like a bounce house, right? It's bounce house material, but like super soaky and shit. Because I mean, I fucked some Clussy in a sec, to be honest with you. And yeah, and also another question that somebody asked, like, what would you be in a horror movie world? I agree with Bryce, man. Like, I'd be Freddy Krueger, but I'd only pop up when when people are having wet dreams. 'Cause you know, like, imagine you having a wet dream and then I just come like, ha, that's my pussy now. Push them out the way, you know, fuck up their wet dream. Or, you know, if maybe they're into it and they just come even more and faster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, love you guys, man. Great show. Keep it up.
Thank you. And good commentary.
Good, yeah, that's good stuff. Colin again. And I get the impression that you probably have a pass on the N-word. But yeah, Freddy Krueger is great. I have this thing where I kind of feel like wet dreams are a myth. Like, I mean, I guess I probably had wet dreams when I was younger, but the vast majority of any sexual dreams I had, like 99.999% of sex dreams, end in me not coming and just like waking up before anything happens. You're like, God damn it.
Well,
like,
I mean,
she was
you only
just taking her shirt off, you know?
You only have them when you're not coming on a regular basis. Like, it has to be... When was the last time you were abstinent from coming completely for like a month or two?
Oh, Max. Last month. Pretty much.
You didn't masturbate at all during that month?
There's definitely been stretches of a month. Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe you're just the goat of absorbing your own cum into your bloodstream.
I'm just full of chi, man. That's why I'm the way I am.
No, I mean, I don't get them anymore either, but I got them when I was like a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But you know what is weird is
the
wet dreams were never like having sex in a dream. It was always like this weird ethereal, like I'm floating in space and like a whale, like a giant whale, like comes and eats me, and then like I wake up and I come.
No, mine are always like super, super dissatisfying. It's always like, oh, we're about to have sex, and then it's just like, and then I get too excited. I'm like, yes, it's happening, and then I wake up because I'm too excited. Like,
well, your body's like, wake up, you're having sex.
Yeah. Wake up, nerd. Good stuff.
Hey, HMT, it's Michael from Central Virginia. Been a little bit since I called. Getting caught up listening to Itchy the Killer, whatever. I don't have plans to watch this. Human Centipede 2 is not my favorite film. Actually, I haven't watched that either. But the first one was rough. So anyway, I'm wondering if I think Sydney, you said there was like a quick cut. It wasn't so fast at the very beginning where they show like a raven for like 2 seconds. Could that raven be the same like crow and or raven that flies out of the tree at the end when you're talking about the boy being like grown up and seeing Gigi maybe, or whoever it is, like in the tree, dead. I don't know. I just put that together kind of while I was listening to it. Again, not planning to watch this movie. Hope you all are doing great. It's Friday the 15th of August. It's real hot. Yeah, stay cool. See ya.
Thank you for calling in. Yeah, it's a good connection. There's definitely some symbolism with the Raven going on in that movie, but I guess it was hard to understand exactly what it was trying to say.
Let's see.
What do we got? One more?
Last one.
Hey, H&T, it's Michael from Central Virginia again. On the way to pick up sushi and just finishing Ichi the Killer, and y'all are talking about the 100 Men against the gorilla. Don't forget that apes, like great apes like gorillas and chimps, our gray matter in our brain goes farther down our brainstem, which gives us all our dexterity. It also keeps us from using 100% of our muscle capacity. So like when we squeeze or puncture things, and apes don't have that. So they can go from 0 to using 100% of their muscle capacity, meaning crushing, punching, kicking, biting, all of that, whenever they want. So keep that in mind. And also, Max, you mentioned about you can't use sticks, but you can use, if they can bite, you can bite. What do you all think a gorilla tastes like when you bite it? Not cooked, just raw and wriggling when it's fighting you off. Anyway, thanks. Have a good weekend. Bye.
I would say a gorilla probably tastes a lot like a person. You know, like you ever bite your own skin?
But they're furry.
Yeah, well,
what
it's
part of the gorilla are you biting? Are you biting like the finger?
I think if you want to, if you want to do the most damage, you'd probably bite the fingers. Because biting them on the leg or the chest or something, you're not gonna really get very far, I think. But probably the fingers. But yeah, maybe just a hairy, dirty human.
Yeah, it's probably like biting a dog. You know.
A dog?
Yeah, just greasy, dirty.
Man, I hate touching my own dogs. They're so greasy and dirty. I do it because they like me to pet them, but yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're going after the gorilla, you have to mimic their strategy, which is you got to go for the balls, you got to go for the eyes, and, rip their face off. You got to rip off the gorilla face. And then, just it'll be fine.
I think the question would be very
you get 100
different.
people biting off gorilla fingers, you're gonna be fine.
I think the biggest hurdle to this scenario is that people have a fear of dying that animals just animals don't want to die either, but we especially are very fearful of getting into confrontation because we don't want to get hurt. I think if you had 100 people who had no fear, it would be easy game over. They're winning 100%.
Yeah, this goes into the dynamics of fighting in groups, period, because I never understand how 5 guys don't just completely dominate one person, and you watch videos and a guy that's determined can fight, can wriggle around and get away from a group of people pretty effectively. It's why isn't everyone just picking a spot and kicking it? What are we doing here?
Well, it's just like podcasting. It's you want to say something, but other people are saying things, and you're not exactly sure when it's your turn. So
yeah.
you would love to throw a punch, but there's lots of arms already in there, and you're kind of sitting there when is my opening? And you miss the opening, and it's awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's everyone wants to punch him in the face, and it's someone's got to punch him in the butt cheek. Someone's got to get the shin.
Yeah, you got to come from all angles. You can't all be a hero.
Yeah. You got to have one person on the face, one person on the midsection, and then everyone else guys just got to pick an appendage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got just one guy punching fingers, you know, just putting the hand down on the floor and just punching his fingers to make him hurt.
Well, and you could really do some damage if you were a dedicated left leg guy.
Right.
Like you slide in and grab around the leg and just start dead legging him over and over in the same spot.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those videos of like MMA fighters or like boxers that have never been like kicked in the leg?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's like kickboxers, like it's kind of like a thing that was discovered in a couple times in the MMA where like in the past like kickboxing wasn't a big part of it. It was just kind of boxing and taking people down to the ground. And then there was like a couple people that were really good kickboxers and you just learned that, or Muay Thai, just learned that like you can demolish someone by kicking him in the leg just over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And with someone that doesn't know how to defend it or just doesn't think that that's a problem because you're not hitting them in the face or, you know, it's like you're not going to get knocked out but you can literally just remove someone's legs by kicking them enough times. And someone that's very good at it, if you've never been kicked in the leg, can like just basically disable your leg in one kick if you're not like trained for it. So there's several videos online of like boxers like getting very overconfident. They're like, I mean, look at my legs, they're so muscular, like they're like iron, like who the fuck cares? And puts on like a giant like pad over his leg, gets kicked once and he's like hobbled even with the pad.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I would rather be punched in the face by a boxer than kicked in the leg by a kickboxer, because I think just the fear and the instant like inability to use my leg would be a lot.
I mean, if I was forced to choose one, I would definitely choose the leg. If it was like just a one hit.
Hit. But yeah, I mean, maybe.
You could get a concussion from getting, like you would get knocked out if you were hit by a professional boxer once, you know?
No, that's true. I don't know. I just kind of feel like you get hit in the face and then you don't even know what's happening. But like you get kicked in the leg, you know exactly what's happening and you're afraid.
Yeah. Huh. All right.
Well, that is our voicemail segment. Thank you for all those who called in. Please call again. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you for sticking around to the end of this episode. Go check out our bonus content on Patreon. You won't be disappointed. There's so many episodes of the Afterpod and all sorts of stuff over there that is a lot of fun. And we're actually going to hop off this to go record more of that right now. So we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. You lose. You get nothing.
Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just had to stroll through the scraggly woods.